Hello guys, welcome back again to another tutorial. My name is Dorothy. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to cut and sew this basic fitted bodycon top. If this looks like something you are interested in, make sure you watch this video till the end and do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and also if you have any style inspiration you will want us to recreate, you can let me know in the comment section. Now, without wasting much of your time, let's get started with the video. The material that I'm using for this tutorial is this beautiful crepe fabric. I will advise, if you want to recreate this type of top, do not use a crepe fabric. Use a stretchy material. I'm using this crepe fabric because as at the time I was creating this video, I couldn't get hold of any stretchy material. So if you want to recreate this top, make sure you're using a very stretchy material, okay? And you will be needing about 1 yard for this tutorial. Now the next thing you're going to do is to go ahead and fold your fabric into two, just the way you see me doing. To know the wideness for your fold, you're going to be folding this using your biggest body measurement, which happens to be the hip. For me, my hip is 40. When you divide 40 by 4, you're going to have 10 inches. Had it been that this fabric was stretchy, I was going to minus like 2 inches from the actual hip measurement, but because this material is not stretchy at all, I'll be working with the hip measurement. That is the exact hip measurement. Now for the length of this top, the actual length of this top that I am working with is 20 inches, but because the side of this top has a little bit of ruffles, I'm going to add 5 inches to that effect, and I will also add 1 extra inch for helming, making it a total of 26 inches. So I mark that. Now I'm just going to use my ruler to connect the point in a horizontal line, then I will use my scissors to cut it out. Now the next thing we are going to do is to draft this. I think this other edge is better, so I went on to swap it and arrange my fabric properly. On this line you see me placing my measuring tape is going to serve as the shoulder line. So on this line you're going to mark half of your shoulder measurement. My shoulder is 15 divided by 2 is 7.5, so I mark 7.5 right here. Also on this same shoulder line you're going to mark your neckline measurement. For my neck width, I'll be working with a neck width of 3 inches, while for the neck depth I'll be marking 1 inch. Mind you, we are drafting the back pieces first. After we are done with the back pieces, we are going to use the back piece to draft the front piece, okay? After you are done marking your neckline measurements, just go ahead and use a ruler to connect the 2 points together to create a round neckline. Now on this point you marked half of your shoulder measurement, you're going to come down there by 8 inches for your armhole line measurement. To get your armhole line measurement, you're simply going to divide your bust circumference measurement by 6 plus 1.5 inches. Whatever figure you have, that is your armhole line measurement. After that, you're just going to use a ruler to connect the 2 points together on a straight line. This straight line right here is your armhole line, and you're going to also connect the line horizontally like this, and this horizontal line is going to serve as your chest line. Since our shoulder is not straight, on the armhole line you're going to come down by half an inch, or you can do 0.75 inch, that is quarter an inch. After that, you're going to use a ruler to connect the 2 points together in a slanted form like this. After that, go ahead and measure what you have left on the armhole line, then divide it by 2 by bending your measuring tape like this. Mark the midpoint, then on this midpoint you're going to come in by half an inch. Then here on the chest line, go ahead and mark quarter of your bust circumference measurement. That is, you divide your round bust measurement by 4 and mark it. Once you're done with that, go ahead and use a curve ruler to connect the 3 points together to create your armhole curve. After you're done with that, let's mark the vertical points. So go ahead and place your measuring tape on the starting line, then mark your bust point. From my shoulder to my bust point is 10 inches. Then I went on to mark from my shoulder to my waistline, which is 16 inches. Then from my shoulder to the length of the top is 20 inches. I marked that. Remember, we added 5 extra inch for the gathered side and extra 1 inch for the hemming allowance. So after marking your vertical points, go ahead and use your ruler to connect all these points you have marked in a horizontal line. Now here on the bust line, you're going to divide your bust circumference measurement by 4 and mark it here. You can actually skip this line because you're already having your bust circumference measurement on the chest line. Then here on the waistline, you're simply going to do the same thing. Divide your waist circumference measurement by 4 and mark it here. Then on the length of the top, you're simply going to divide your round hip measurement and mark it there. My round hip measurement is 40. 40 divided by 4 is 10. If this fabric were to be a stretchy fabric, I would have minus 2 inches from my actual body measurement before marking it. But since my fabric is not stretchy, that's why I am marking my actual body measurement. And as you can see, I didn't add any sewing allowance to it. I will just use half an inch to join the side when I am sewing, because this top is supposed to be fitted as much as possible. We are going to mark the same thing on the entire length of the top. After that, we are going to use our free hand to connect all the points we have marked together to create the body shape. Once you are done connecting your points, go ahead and cut this out. And that's everything for the back pieces. So once we are done cutting this out, we are going to place these back pieces on the front piece to cut the front piece out. Now get another fresh pieces of fabric for the front piece, which I'm having right here. And as you can see, this fabric is already folded into 2. After that, go ahead and place your back piece on it like this, just the way you see me doing. Make sure you arrange everything so it's equal, okay? But before we cut this out, you're going to determine the depth of your front neckline. For me, I want my front neckline to be on the chest line, which is exactly on this armhole line. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold the back exactly to the armhole line, just like this, okay? Now I'm supposed to start cutting this other part out, but I'm going to use this extra allowance right here as fitting for the front, okay? If you're working with a stretchy fabric, this is the exact thing you should do. But if you're working with a thick fabric like mine, you can actually cut it out, then use bias tape to pipe it out. But I don't want any sewing on the neckline, so that's why I am using the extra allowance I am having there as fitting for the front. Now let's go ahead and cut the side out. After cutting it out like this, the next thing I'm going to do is to notch this chest line so that I will know the exact points to fold when I am sewing. And this is exactly what I am trying to explain to you. Once you are done cutting your front piece out, this is exactly how you are going to use the remaining allowance for facing. After arranging it like this, you can go ahead and just trim out the remaining side so that everything will be equal. Now to cut out the sleeve strap for the front, you're simply going to get a fresh fabric and fold it into 2, just like I have done. After that, get your back pieces, arrange the shoulder line very well, then go ahead and measure what you have there. When I measured this, I am having 4 inches, okay? I'm having 4 inches right here. So now on this new piece, I'm going to mark the 4 inches right here. Now for the length of my strap, I'll be working with 9 inches. After marking your length, go ahead and connect the point in the horizontal line like this. Now on this new line here, go ahead and mark 2.5 inches. That is how wide I want my strap to be. After that, go ahead and connect the point all the way to the shoulder like this, and that's pretty much about it. Now you can go ahead and cut this out. This is what our strap look like. Now I'm going to head over to the sewing machine and I'm going to join this side, and also I'll be placing this piece on another piece of fabric to cut the second piece out. Now to sew this is my back pieces. As you know, I'm going to use this bias tape to pipe the neckline. I know that this bias tape did not match the fabric, but this is what I have available, and since it's my top, yes, it's going to work fine. So go ahead and pipe your neckline just the way you know how to. Then for the armhole, you can also use bias tape to pipe it as well. So guys, this is what I have after I was done using bias tape to pipe my back piece neckline. And also I didn't later use bias to pipe the armhole. What I did, I went on to weave the entire piece, then I just folded it, and so you can see how neat this looks. For this strap, I am done sewing it, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is to turn this over to the right side, just the way you see me doing. After that, you're just going to join the shoulder to the back shoulder, just just the way you see me doing. Then take it over to the sewing machine to sew just like this. So guys, this is what I have after I was done joining the shoulder. So the next thing I went on to do was to run a gathered stitch on the side of the piece. So what I'm just going to do right now is to pick the thread and start gathering it like this. Once you are done, you're going to do the same thing to the second side and also the same thing to the front pieces as well. And guys, this is what I have my front piece looking like after I was done gathering. So the next thing I'm going to do is to place the both pieces like this. After that, go ahead and place the strap on the front piece like this. Make sure you arrange it very well, then go ahead and use your office pin to hold it down. You will repeat the same thing to the other side as well. Place the strap on the front piece, arrange it properly, then use your office pin to hold it down. Once you are done with that, you can take it over to the sewing machine and make a top stitch on it, or you can just arrange it together with the side just the way you see me doing. Place it like this, right side facing each other, then take it over to the sewing machine and join everything together on the both side. Once we are done joining the both side, the next thing we are going to do is to hem the length of the top. So guys, this is what I have it looking like after I was done joining the both side. I used 1/2 inch to join the side, so this is what it looks like. Now let me turn this over to the right side so that you see what it looks like. And guys, this is what it looks like on the right side. Okay, isn't this nice? This is absolutely beautiful and it fits me perfectly well. And once I was done with joining the side, I went on to hem the length, and that's it. I hope you find this video really helpful, and if you do well by giving this video a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. For now, bye. I'll see you all in my next video.